Hi guys, my name's Emma and let's talk spooky stuff. Tonight I saw a ghost story and hang on a second. We need to take it down a few notches because this is a really important review. I don't know if I'm feeling still struck by the movie. I'm recording this straight afterwards because I felt really compelled to. This film, I want to preference by saying it is not for everybody, not at all. I'd probably say 90% of film goers would not enjoy this movie. They would think it is hysterical and they wouldn't get the point. But this is for you guys because I know a lot of you guys really feel me. You're movie lovers and you really know a good story when you see one. And this film just struck a weird, sensitive, strange chord with me. I have a huge fascination with ghosts and obviously anything spooky. My name is Spooky Astronauts because I like to envision a ghost being alone out there in the universe. And I love the story that kind of paints with something being so spooky and so almost like pop culture, and then obviously something being so serious like space and universe and being an astronaut. And I just love the aesthetic it paints in my head, and this movie just ticked so many boxes for me. So although this might be a personal review, I want you guys to know that I'm going to try and keep it as factual as possible, but it was quite an emotional movie for me. The film was written, directed and edited by David Laurie. From what I read, he was trying to get a film into Sundance Film Festival for a very long time, and this film made it, and it was a lot of trial and error. The film itself does depict a ghost in a white sheet. And before you jump to conclusions, which many of you will, and that's fine, everyone is entitled to their own reactions of the film, and I'll get to that. I just want to preference that by saying that the director's aim was to cut back and show kind of goofy imagery, and he admits to that, to unveil a story that is purely that, a story, and it really shows the tools that are used to make a good story. And I want you to keep that in mind going into it because it is really easy to get caught up in the laughter of the crowd because it is such confronting imagery that you're not used to taking seriously. The film stars Casey Affleck and Rooney Mara as a couple who are living inside of a house. A tragic event happens and Casey Affleck's character returns as a ghost in a white sheet. The film is stirring as hell and it is very slow. It is the slowest burn I've seen in a very long time, and that is probably the first quarter of the film, and I really could not understand where it was going at that point. There was an amazing scene that you aren't sure why it's amazing, but it comes back around with the girlfriend who starts eating this pie, and it goes for about 10 minutes, and you're seeing just 10 minutes of this lady eating a pie, and people are laughing, people are giggling, people are clapping in the audience. Oh my god, I hate people. But this whole beginning of the film is definitely about grieving and the sadness and emptiness a person experiences and how it affects them in different ways. The film from there, I was not ready though. It really brought it back home. I was really worried that it was gonna be just a slow burn the whole time, which I kind of expected and was kind of okay with, but it really exceeded my expectations story-wise when, although it's a simple idea and there is hardly any dialogue in the film, it really took it to those depths that people are scared to talk about and especially scared to express in a film. I think it was a really, really brave movie, and it made you feel awkward and strange and really stirred up some different emotions that you're not used to feeling when you go into a cinema. I want to say because of the way the film is shot with the sheet, it is probably really important that you go see this with like-minded people, which is really hard to do when you go to the theater. I went to a really small theater and I still had 99% of people laughing the whole time, 1% being me. Even the friend I went with scoffed at one moment, but I'll allow it. There was some bits that were a little bit cheesy, but it was really brave what they were doing. They were showing a ghost in a different form in a dramatic way. It was a really serious film and it's really hard to pull that off. I'm really impressed that they actually just pushed through with the idea, because I could imagine it would have been pushed back so many times, and it's so hard to get that kind of stuff right. I did scoff at one point as well where they had some subtitles going on, which I really felt like they didn't need to be there. I won't ruin what they are, but I just felt like even though it's a film that has zero dialogue, I felt like maybe they were dumbing down the audience a little bit. I don't know what kind of people would see this film, but I felt like the message was very clear and they didn't need to subtitle a portion or a couple of portions, but I can understand them trying to drive it home to people who did not understand what was going on. The film, of course, is completely gorgeous and exactly what you expect. I did have some expectations going in. I knew it was gonna have an amazing atmosphere and vibe, and I knew that it was gonna look like a fucking film clip, you know, like a music film clip from start to end, and I was completely right with that, but also really didn't go overboard with the stylization, which I liked. It made it more kind of realistic, which was kind of jarring again with the white sheet, but I really liked the camera movements they did. They did some really nice reveals. They did some really nice smoke shots, and they really used light in just the perfect way for this kind of haunting. The story was amazing, and there was a couple points where I thought maybe there was plot holes in the film, but I had to wait for the end for the real meaning to be revealed in a way. It is a film that says a lot without saying literally anything, but it has such a unique message that can really touch everyone, because we all live and we all die, and the ghost did really well in that respect. I don't want to ruin anything, but it did, you know, kind of have that echo, that imprint that we're all very used to in horror movies and scary stories. So I really like that they kept that tradition going, and anyone who has a love for ghosts like I do, a haunting, I don't know, like a romantic haunting, you'll love it. This film does take a while to get going, but please stick with it, because when it turns, it is the ultimate powerful message and it will be crystal clear to you. I really, really hope you guys give this one a chance. Please just stick through it from start to end and try to limit your distractions. I promise you, it is nothing like you have ever seen before, and it will take you places you'll be surprised. I'm gonna give this one a personal score of 8. I'm gonna give it an originality score of 10. Even though it was the most romantic ghost story, it was done in such a unique way. And for scare score, I'm just gonna give it a 2. There is some kind of jumpy parts, but because you're kind of seeing it through the eyes of the ghost, it's not ultimately scary, it's just more interesting. That movie was amazing, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope that you get to check this one out soon. I'll talk to you guys very soon. Stay spooky. Bye.